everyone, Ben Strumpf here from Prodport. In this video, we're going to analyze the product page from the brand Chubbies. We'll take a look at three things: what they're doing well, the tech stack to get them there, and what they could do better, all with an emphasis on e-commerce conversion rate optimization. We'll take a look at one product page in particular because in general, when you look at a brand across all the different products, the product page looks and has the same layout. It's generally just the product content that's changing on a per product basis, even when you look across brands. Before I get started, let me give you a quick background on Chubbies. They're a men's clothing brand really famous for their shorts. They launched in 2011 by a group of friends who found the men's fashion industry completely unrelatable. So they wanted something more relatable. And if you don't know Chubbies, one thing that's important is how amazing their brand is and how they really emphasize their brand values of fun, relaxation, irreverence, adventure, and laughter. They're a great direct-to-consumer Shopify brand to take inspiration from, as they've had really great success. They were actually acquired in 2021 by Solo Stove, and let's go ahead and jump right in. First, what we're going to do is take a look at what is Chubbies doing well in their product page from an e-commerce conversion rate optimization perspective. Let's start above the fold, and arguably the most important piece is their assets. Chubbies is doing an amazing job of having a diverse set of assets. You have this image in slot one, which is a traditional image with a neutral product background, or a neutral background, I should say. But then you're seeing variation. You're seeing a model that's really emphasizing the brand, but you're seeing the product on someone, social proof and user-generated content. A very helpful image that doesn't just show it has pockets. It shows you can put your wallet in the zipper, keys in the normal product. Using video and GIF is a huge plus. And just overall, a really great diverse set of assets. Moving on to the product name. Love the product name area here and that it's very helpful. Not only does the product name emphasize the actual color, it's fun and you really get a feel for the Chubbies brand. So you have the Caconators, the World's Grayest, but these are the actual product names based on the color. They all map under this product ID, which is extremely helpful. Everywhere performance short. And then it's even more helpful talking about water resistance and some of the key features of the product. So really helpful product name that helps me understand the product without using too much internal nomenclature. Love that they're using color swatches as opposed to just a drop down. And what's really nice is the merchandising. So they're overcoming this 100 variant limit that Shopify has, and they're managing product assets and information at the SKU level. So what do I mean by that? When you switch different colors, they have all images, they have variant specific images for this color, but then they go a step further and even do it based on different inseams. So really nice use of merchandising in terms of managing at the SKU level, and then from an end consumer perspective, putting all of these different color options under one parent product ID while still having these variant specific experience. Size guide is awesome to see in the fashion industry, of course. But really like how they're also getting over customer objections by talking about their 100% guarantee. Great to see. It's very clear when I'm going to get this product. And then love their product information in terms of using accordions to make it easy to access different parts of information. And then their product copy is really great. It almost feels like it's a marketing-centric product copy. And to me, it feels like the founder of Chubbies is telling me why these shorts are great. Love the use of iconography, talking about fabric and fit. And then this is something really important to point out in that they're talking about their very strong brand on the product page. And this is often missed by a lot of brands. Not everyone buys just because of the product information. They want to buy from a brand that they like and that they believe in. So awesome use of brand content here, especially in the buy box. And just a really amazing above the fold buy box experience. Not much to talk about below the fold because you just have customer reviews. But the last thing I'd point out that's just really a plus from a product page experience is they're sending a lot of their traffic directly to the product page. So if you go to their Facebook ad library and click on any of these ads, you're either going to go to a collection page or directly to a product page like you see here. Why is this a best practice? Well, the shorter the customer journey is to the product page, the better, right? The product page is where you're adding to cart and going to your cart to actually complete your purchase. The more pages you have the more friction there is, because every page has a bounce rate. So inevitably, the more pages you have to view before you get to the product page, the less people that you're going to get to convert. So awesome experience in terms of how they've orchestrated the product page, and great to see them sending traffic directly to this great experience. Now let's take a look at the tech stack that's getting them there. This is not an exhaustive list by any means. I just pulled out some of the key elements of their tech stack that I think are contributing to this product page experience. So they use Shopify, but they're also using Shopify's Hydrogen, which is the Shopify's headless component. Probably, a great deal of how they're having this very amazing merchandising experience where they're technically seems to be changing products when you're selecting a different color. So awesome use of headless there. They're using Klaviyo for email marketing, Attentive for SMS marketing, Customer IO for automated communications, and then more marketing automation with Caro. What I really want to focus on, though, is they have a very extensive A/B testing and personalization suite, especially with dynamic yield and Nosto. And why is that important? This is a data-driven and testing-driven informed product page. So I don't think there's any coincidence that you're seeing models wearing the product, you're seeing social proof and user-generated content, so on and so on. They're testing, they're personalizing, and they're analyzing the data with a very extensive analytics suite. All of these components here, all of these tools in this last column are analytics tools. So they're not just using Google Analytics. They have Hotjar, Full Story for customer metrics, so on and so on. So really awesome tech stack that's helping to enable this amazing product page. The last part of this video I want to cover, no brand's perfect. And we want to look at what can Chubbies do better to improve this already awesome experience. So first, let's start with assets. They have great assets first and foremost, but I would heavily focus on optimizing slot one. This is arguably the most important real estate on your product page. It's an asset, and it's the first asset, the first thing someone's going to see when they go to your page. It's best practice to leave as little white space as possible. Theirs isn't terrible, but there's a bit of white space here, a decent amount of white space below. You can add product badges, iconography, marketing hooks, or even they could test, putting this model image in slot one. But I definitely pay some attention to their slot one asset. The other thing is, yes, it's great from a merchandising perspective that as I change colors and inseams, it's loading a different, or it's showing me assets specific to that, but it takes a bit longer, right? And so they're technically loading another page, depending on what you're selecting, and with that comes some, additional load from a performance perspective. The other thing I'd look at above the fold is, as opposed to taking people away with a up and down sell, I would do a cross sell to increase average order value and keep them on the page. So as opposed to showing them similar products here, I would try and show, shorts, hoodies, so on and so on, that complements this product to increase average order value. The last thing I'd really focus on is they don't have much content below the fold other than customer reviews. And this is a great area to use that A+ rich content below the fold for that immersive experience. So some things they could do, a lot of people talk about their brand further below the fold, like a brand story video. One thing that jumps out to me is because they have this really marketing-centric product copy, they could use below the fold to get more into the technical details of the product. And also, this is a great area to do some visual merchandising to, expand upon the upsell that I talked about and build out an outfit, right, to increase average order value. Good American's a great brand doing this, where you go below the fold and you see the jeans. This is the product page I'm on, but I can quickly add, different shirts that complement these jeans. So would love to see them just expand upon the below the fold experience, but overall, amazing product page. The biggest area that I would focus on if I was Chubbies is looking at that end-to-end customer experience and bridging the gap between marketing and product. So what do I mean by that? If we take a look at some more of their ads, I pulled up a few that I found interesting. So this is an ad that Chubbies is running, a whitelisted ad through an influencer who has an audience of hikers. He's a hiker. So if I'm seeing this ad, it's pretty safe to assume that I'm a hiker. I like travel, outdoors. And that's why I'd be interested in these pants. And that's what this guy is saying. These are great pants for hiking. So I click this ad, and this is what you're marketing to me, but this is the product experience, right? I don't see anything about hiking on this page. So I would leverage some personalization here to grab that UTM parameter from the ad, bucket this person into a group of hikers, and adapt the images, product description, explain it's good for hiking to really personalize the experience for this customer who I'm marketing to on such a personal level. But then there's a big disconnect when I get to the product page. Same thing here. I'm emphasizing why this is good for golf. I click shop now. I go to a collection page. The first product that's recommended to me, there's not one image of golf here. So I would really focus on golf and showing people golfing in these shorts. And it doesn't have to just be from the ad, right? Like you could just use the collection page. So if they visit this golf collection page, I'm bucketing them into the golf audience. So any product that they visit on this page is going to really focus on golf as an example. And then the last thing in terms of marketing, but also just the whole personalization and end customer experience is looking at where's someone located, where is the season. So you can see here, it's March of 2024 as I'm recording this. They're talking about spring, right? And they're in this angle, they're talking about their colorful Charleston merchandising, so on and so on. But there's a lot that Chubbies can do, if you're in Florida versus talk about why these are lightweight versus if someone's in Seattle, talk about why they're great for when it rains and they're water resistant, looking at what time of year it is, so on and so on. So that's the biggest area I would focus on for Chubbies is they have a great product page, but let's really look at who is this customer? How are we marketing to them? And then what is the experience they're getting on the product page? And obviously that goes deep into personalization. Hope you got some value out of this video and you can take some inspiration from this amazing brand Chubbies. And thank you very much for joining us here. Take care.